Right now, it's time for the Way Black History Fact. And today's Way Black History Fact is sponsored by Underground Beach Club. From streets to the beach. For the latest in beachwear, visit undergroundbeachclub.com. Today's reading comes from history.com. And we're going to
love when we pull from history.com.
Listen, man, talk to him.
It's just so clean and so
it's right there.
Dry.
You don't even got to do nothing.
It's not Q and Rams's opinion.
Nope. History.com. That's what they own. All right. The Green Book, The Black Traveler's Guide to Jim Crow America. So for those that didn't know, we're about to share. For nearly 30 years, a guide called the Negro Motorist Green Book provided African Americans with advice on safe places to eat and sleep when they traveled through the Jim Crow era United States. Quote, "There will be a day sometime in the near future when this guide will not have to be published. That is when we as a race will have equal opportunities and privileges in the United States. It will be a great day for us to suspend this publication, for then we can go wherever we please and without embarrassment," unquote.
I'd like to believe the author of that quote thought that day would have come and gone already. We are still trying to get there.
All right. Okay, let me keep going. That was how the authors of the Negro Motorist Green Book ended the introduction to their 1948 edition. In the pages that followed, they provided a rundown of hotels, guest houses, and service stations, as well as drugstores, taverns, barbershops, and restaurants that were known to be safe ports of call for African American travelers. The Green Book listed establishments in segregationist strongholds such as Alabama and Mississippi, but its reach also extended to from Connecticut to California. Any place where its readers might face prejudice or danger because of their skin color. With Jim Crow still looming over much of the country, a motto on the guide's cover also doubled as a warning: "Carry your Green Book with you. You may need it." First published in 1936, the Green Book was the brainchild of Harlem-based postal carrier named Victor Hugo Green. Like most African Americans in the mid-20th century, Green had grown weary of the discrimination blacks faced whenever they ventured outside their neighborhoods. Rates of car ownership had exploded in the years before and after World War II, but the lure of the interstate was also fraught with a risk for African Americans. Whites-only policies meant that black travelers couldn't find safe spaces to eat and sleep, and so-called sundown towns, or municipalities that banned blacks after dark, were scattered across the country. As the foreword of the 1956 edition of the Green Book noted, "The white traveler has no difficulty in getting accommodations, but with the Negro, it has been different." Inspired by earlier books published for Jewish audiences, Green developed a guide to help Black Americans indulge in travel without fear. The first edition of his Green Book only covered hotels and restaurants in the New York area, but he soon expanded its scope by gathering field reports from fellow postal carriers and offering cash payments to readers who sent in useful information. By the early 1940s, the Green Book boasted thousands of establishments across the country, all of them either Black-owned or verified to be non-discriminatory. The 1949 guide encouraged hungry motorists passing through Denver to stop for a bite at the Dewdrop Inn. Those looking for a bar in Atlanta area were told to try the Yeah Man Sportsman Smoke Shop or Butler's. In Richmond, Virginia, Rest a Bit was the go-to spot for a ladies' beauty parlor. The Green Book's listings were organized by state and city, with the vast majority located in major metropolises such as Chicago and Detroit.
Motown.
More remote places had fewer options. Alaska only had a lone entry in the 1960 guide. But even in cities with no black-friendly hotels, the book often listed the address of homeowners who were willing to rent rooms. In 1954, it suggested that visitors to a tiny Roswell, New Mexico town should stay at the home of a Mrs. Mary Collins. I want you to check out the movie Green Book for more on this, or check out history.com, the rest of this article, because obviously we can't finish it. But this is a fascinating piece of American history. I don't even want to call it Black history because it's funny how we teach that American history is American history, but I want you to check out more on this, so please do.